And I think a lot of the time when people are doing these home edition projects, I find that the homeowners and the families that move forward with these projects, there's obviously the financial ROI, but there's also the emotional ROI. How heavily weighted were either of those for you guys?
I think the financial was the higher weighted. And, I think, well, in our relationship, like, if Pete feels really confident about the financial stuff, then I'm like, okay, like, if he thinks this is good, like, we're good. And because I'll be like questioning all those things and kind of poking holes, and then he will fill them, or, yeah. And I think it's also important to note that we have a really supportive family, and we required some help just to co-sign on things from family members. So I think that's really something to note, that we were really privileged to have. Yeah, so to be able, so the banks could, loan us some of the money to do it.
Yeah, well,
So
and I know that.
that's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, well, and I know because you guys are both technically self-employed, correct?
Yeah,
So walk me through the process of getting financing for a project like this as both partners being self-employed people.
Yeah, it's tough because they consider you like more of a liability, right? And they're like, yo, your credit scores are great. I'm like, yeah, we pay everything back. But they have their own calculations, and so that was a tough thing for sure, because they want, stable T4 income. So, that was like the reality, sort of the hurdles we had to jump through or jump over, to make this work. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I guess I want people to know that, like, that's the reality. And we were just like lucky to have parents that could co-sign. It felt very, I was like, oh, I feel like a child, like asking, the parents to help co-sign. But
I mean, I don't think you're alone in that, honestly. Like, I think a lot of people, like, we're dealing with Evan and Kelly, like, they had to do the same thing. We have clients that are working with their family to try and make things work. 'Cause it's also not easy in Canada to get financing for these types of projects, especially as self-employed people. So you got to get creative sometimes when it comes to it. Obviously, you know that you're going to pay back, the amount, but the banks, they're very conservative. So it's hard a lot of the time to convince them of that unless there's additional resources, right? So that's a really good point. I'm glad we touched on that.